All right, so I'm going to make this video giving you guys information. And for those of you who are here looking for the feel good, Pisces, Cancer, all that kind of stuff, this is not that video. So move on, right? This is for those of you who are experiencing the chaos in the United States and everywhere, the chaos everywhere, because the chaos is happening all over the world. But specifically for those of you in the United States who follow me, who have been following me, for those of you who haven't been following me, get on board. So back when Obama was first elected, way back then, I made the predictions about what is happening today, what's going on right now. And I said at that time that they were going to take us back to almost slavery times, but they would not be successful. And when I say take us back, I mean all of us. That is the goal. That was what the plan was from the moment he was elected. That was what the plan was always. Fast forward. Now, key part, I said they would not be successful. They would take a lot of things back, but they would not get all the way back. There's a reason for that. 2024, I made a prediction about the 7 years, basically 7 years of chaos that was coming, and then things would switch. All back and forth during this time, I've made several of these predictions for people so that you would be aware. Last week, I believe, in one of my daily readings, I said, hey, they're moving people from the south up north to these areas to do more activity. So what I'm going to do is to give you energy for this week, January 25th through to January 31st. For those of you who want to be aware and want to move accordingly, I'm giving you this information. Anyone else, move on. Because there's plenty of people out there to give you the feel good stuff. Now, in all of these things, I also made a prediction about the death. The 1 billion, 1 billion deaths that are coming in this cycle. So let me tell you guys about the number one for a piece of it. This year is a 1 year. One, whereas it's all the newness and the greatness that comes with it, it also is about tyranny. It is also about dominating and putting things down. 26 in general, just that portion of it is an 8 year. 8 is ruled by Mars, Scorpio, is warring type energy. It is about chaos. It is about poison. It is about military action. It is about fighting. It's about aggression. It's about power. The one is about power. So, whereas some of that is good on individual levels, but when we're looking at an international stage, you have the culmination of all these different wars, all these things happening. In addition to the timeline merges that are going on at the same time. So, what we have right now is a lot of chaotic energy and a lot of energy that many would call demonic because there's people who are operating out of fear, fear of the future, fear of erasure. And then there's other people who are operating out of profit and selfishness. And so they're dominating, being domineering, holding people down, doing things for their friends. In essence, it is not by accident that they are taking children when we know there's a scandal out there about children. You have to understand to look at the bigger picture of what is going on. I could go into details about why the children are being removed, but it's not even necessary. Everything is being done for a reason. Your job is to prepare and be aware and move accordingly with the energies that are there. So That being the case, this week, more death, violence, and destruction is coming. More executions are coming. I specifically saw a woman coming, a woman execution. There's movement from the east and the west. So, and mind you, this is definitely the week that they're going to link to the revolution. Okay. The movement, the war energy that's moving in the east and the west is in regards to New York as the starting point, or the United States as the starting point. As today I looked at the United States. So if we look at the east and things, everything to the east of the United States, and then things to the west of the United States, which the United States is, of course, considered the West. Domestically, more tyranny. Domestically, more aggression. But you actually have the rising up of the second group, because you don't really have a revolution when one side is just doing all the pounding. The second group is actively rising up and mobilizing this week and moving and converging together this week to confront the first group that is out there. That's what's happening this week. So some of it you may not see unless you watch the foreign news, but it's going to be the case. You're also going to see the United States actively moving against other countries this week. When I looked at all the energies outside of the meditation that I did, I saw a woman who was what looked like blonde hair, and being pulled or yanked down from something, like by the hair, like down hard. A man jumping out of a car and running, racing over um, a lot of stuff. So all that was chaos, which of course leads to something else. In addition to all of that, these are the things that I see specifically because I wrote down some of the things. Huge focus on the politics. Someone specifically in leadership resorting to punishment and threats because they are not getting their way and they don't like where things are going. This week is about war and death on a major level. There's going to be some foreign travel, and there's a lot of communication about religious leaders, and there's possibly the death of either a religious leader or a justice person or someone in government, someone who traditionally would wear, like, black you think of as a priest, someone like that, that person, that's what they're dressed like. But there's going to be punishment for the sins that have been committed. And that is the mindset of some people who are rising up, that the other people need to be punished. And there is a real desire to seek justice and to remove the mask of what is happening. This is all not just about those fouls. That's also a cover up, a mask. That is just one thing. It's not that foul. The foul is bigger than that. You'll never get the information from the fouls. You need to let that go. You're never going to get the totality of those fouls. Never. So move on past that. Now, it is the start of new things. There's a male leader rising up in this other party. And then there's going to be swift transportation by the group that's moving quickly. Domestic violence will erupt. International death of a leader, meaning another country, someone. There is going to be see how the best way to say this. Someone that you would consider a parental figure, their demise is coming. But this is someone that's known. This is like a public thing. This is a public person, not like just in your life. It's someone in the public eye that's going to happen. African American. That just came to me. On January 29th, everything is going to come to a head that day. There's going to be secrets revealed this week, secrets about a religious leader, secrets about a judge. So these secrets are tied to things that they should not be doing in those positions. There's going to be information coming about the technological weapons that are used in war. And do not travel on January 31st, 2026 if you do not have to travel on that day. It's a day full of accidents. It's a day full of chaos and destruction. And Georgia, there's some chaos taking place in Georgia. Next, I said, okay, let's look at the other cards and just see what other energy is out there. I had already shuffled these, but see what card is this for you guys? All right. This is the 10 of spade. At least somebody's going to have the money to do what they need to do. So money is coming. So that's a good thing this week. So money's coming. What is the lesson of the week for everyone? And as I read these cards, I want you guys to know it is difficult to live in existence where you see death all the time. I say, yes, I'm a mystic, I'm a death doula, and I see all these different things. But when I give this information to people and then they don't act on it, and then I say, hey, don't travel on this day, and they travel, and then things happen, it gets kind of old after a while. So it is what it is. All right. This is the lesson card. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. You guys need to get healthy right now. This season is calling for it, especially if you're talking about going out into some type of war environment. You get a couch potato, getting off the couch, and you think you're going to go out and fight somebody. It's not going to turn out well for you. Next, the numerology energy associated with you guys for this week. Let's see. That is 7, personal growth. January 25th is a 7-day. Personal growth is happening because you need to go within, look within. But 7 is also the second house of death. So you need to have some things cut away in your life. You got to let some things go. And sometimes you have to look at whatever it is that you're holding on to that is not allowing you to reach your goal. And if holding on to it is going to actually help you and help you help others. And then the moonology energy that's coming. This is going to be void of course moon. Nothing will come of this situation. So I just said some of you need to be healthy because some of you are going to try to participate in some type of aggression and you're not prepared. That's part of what's going to happen with the excessive death. Some of you have been playing video games and you think you can go out into a war situation and you can't. You're going to lose. You might want to sit this one out. To refresh what I said, 2008. Yes, things are going backwards on a lot of levels. Now is the time for you, if you're watching this, that means the message is actually for you. Now is the time for you to prepare for you and those that you love and to be able to make it through because there will be people who will survive. And if you are to be one who is going to survive, you need to know how to survive. You need to understand when things are happening. Sometimes it's time for you to move from a location, and other times it's time for you to be still. You have to be ready. Some of you need to go into more meditation practices. And I'm not talking about a particular religion, but you need to look within and get clear because you need to have some moment of peace in the middle of the chaos. All right, that's all I have. We'll see if they let this video get out.